Okay, what's up?
What'd you think, Yacabonis first?
Okay, you know, I thought under the circumstance he did a really good job. You know, he thought he handled himself well and gave us a chance to win a game. You know, we had that same issue. We scored 2 runs, and you knew there weren't going to be a lot of runs scored when you started. 3 o'clock games were what you got to do for getaway days. But you know, after about 4 or 5 innings, the reason why most of the runs are scored early. Just can't see, but no, he was good, and Yefry was just as good, maybe better. That was fun to watch those 2 kids pitch. Tanner had a good outing. You know, Miguel's as young as all of them, maybe younger. He, you know, didn't really want to pitch him today if I could help it. Same way with Tanner, but I'd have taken that and been real happy with it going into the game. Those 2 kids were impressive.
Buck, we asked about Davis last night, another homer today. I mean, he's been a guy who's been capable of kind of carrying the team offensively when he's hot. Do you feel like he might be on the verge of putting something together?
I don't want to put that you know, it's yeah, sure. You know, we all know that Chris is capable of that. But, you know, since he's come back, he's been very, you know, like we said earlier, he's been producing runs. And that's what he's capable of doing. So I hope so. You know, I thought he's had some good at-bats all the way through it since he's been back.
Even though you lost the game with Yacabonis and Ramirez pitching well, did that sort of give you any optimism about what's coming along?
Oh, sure.
Here?
You know, made a decision to see if Yak could take to you know, Jimmy could take to starting. So far, it's been good. I think you know, I was hoping to keep him around 70 today. You know, he's been a little bit further, but you know, kids in the bullpen, not in the bullpen. You know, it's been a tough, not tough. The days kind of leading in this, we wanted to tell him as soon as we could last night. But I thought he handled it well. I thought he was in command of himself, and I think Yefry. You know, sometimes the guys that have that type of changeup, it plays better the higher you go, because people are in swing mode up here, and the hitters are better, and the hitters want to swing, they want to hit, and you know, he's got a way to defend himself. So both those guys, and you know, and Tanner. You know, Tanner got back on the horse today, and got some outs. Just you know, it's you try to keep in mind the context in which everything's done, but it's a good start for him.
That's a team over there that's gone through pretty much the entire season winning close games like they have here, and you've managed teams here that have been carried by that trait. What, when you look at a series like this, does your team need to do to get to that point? Well,
I don't hang it on one area. That's very easy to do. You know, we're not scoring. You know, we scored some runs yesterday, and we weren't able to do it out of the bullpen. Obviously, with Darren and Zach, you know, kind of still, he'll find his step here shortly. You know, we've had to stretch a lot of people. I think the bullpen, making runs matter when we get ahead. We're just not scoring enough runs to, you know, to think how much is enough. And you know, every defensive lap's multiplied when you're going through that stage.
This is similar to Rich's question, but is it too soon for you to be viewing the games through a prism where the things that are happening in the game are really more important now than the score?
No, it's about winning the game after 9 innings, have more runs than them. I'll never, and we'll never start looking at that. But within that realm, you should always be looking at that too. And you're always doing it. But and I don't think anybody ever loses that competitive. You know, I don't like losing any games, and it eats at you. But you know, you should be doing those things all the time, because you know, things always evolving, especially, you know, in our situation to compare it to some of the people we competed against in this division.
Is keeping that focus on winning important to the development of those players?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like we say, you know, most of those guys, teams that aren't winning in the minor leagues, they say, well, they're developing players. We're learning how to win is part of development too. And that's one thing I learned from my Yankee days, that, you know, we were expected as a manager, minor league manager, to win. And teaching people how to win baseball games and do little things. When you come up through the system, there are certain things we should be able to assume when they come through our system. And that's why I'm so proud of, you know, what's going on in Norfolk. Those guys are finding a way. You know, RJ and them are doing a great job, and some other places too. You know, learning the difference between, you know, we used to sit down after every before the next day, their MVP, and go over all the things that led us to win and led them to lose, or led us to lose and led them to win. The little things that don't show up in a box score all the time.
Colby has made a couple of throws home that have saved you guys run. Was it just a matter of trying to make the throw before you?
Yeah, he's trying to, obviously it's another thing that guys like Gordon put such pressure on you, because any little bobble, anything, he's going to take another base, and he's got a ground ball that probably 95% of the people are out on pretty easily. It's a base hit, and you're trying to get the ball back in there. Where they are in a batting order is tough. That's why they're having a good year and winning some games, because of things like that. And it's hard to duplicate that. You can't say, well, we don't have it. Well, there's a lot of teams don't have that, but they're a good team.